Good morning, everybody. Another episode of Musical Mornings here. I'm doing these in chunks of 20. So this is the first season. You can get the workbook, which I have right here, and on Amazon.com or musicandguitarlessons.shop. Of course, if you are one of the dojo heroes, which is the $25 a month level, whenever I come out with a new book, I'm going to send it to you. So this was this month's book. It's a Musical Mornings. Next is a 100 clapping rhythm examples, and after that I'm going to be doing some fretboard color theory. So lots of exciting stuff, and of course we'll be doing multiple volumes of Musical Mornings. So there will be another 20 episodes at a point in the near future. So we have another week and a half on this season of Musical Mornings. Also, check out all of my fundamental videos. I'll be coming out with a lot more of those. These are designed to drill that stuff. So if you're not sure about the music theory we go through, check out my music theory lesson. If you are not sure about reading music, I've got a 2.5-hour video to help you read music. So check that stuff out. This is so that you look at this stuff regularly. Musicandguitarlessons.com if you want to support me, and remember, definitely don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So I think I've done my legal duty here. Let's warm up with our technical exercise for the day. We always start off with technique, and on Tuesdays we do technical exercises that help us with our 4-fret spread. So we're going to be starting on the 5th fret here. And we're going to be doing a finger pattern all the way up to the top and then back down, right? So we're going to go index, pinky, second, third, and then we're going to move to the next string. Notice how my index stays down until it's time to move to the next string. That's extremely important. When you place a finger ahead of one that's already down, just leave the one that's already down, unless you have a reason to pick it up. Now, when we get to the top, we're going to go in reverse. We're going to go pinky, index, third, second. 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 All right. So I see Derek and Prabin are here, a couple regulars. Good morning, guys. Good morning, everybody. Let us know if you're here down there in the chat. Also, let me know if you have any questions, because, of course, I take care of questions at the end of every episode. So let's go through this exercise one more time. We're going to move on to our music theory quiz for the day. So it's index, pinky, second, third. And we're going to get this pattern all the way to the top. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. Just keep your hand nice and relaxed. Then in reverse. All right. Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Larry Weinbauer. It's very good to see you this morning. All right, let's move on to our interval quiz. So here's the big difference about today's interval quiz that I want you guys to notice. There is a key signature here. So identify and play each interval, but keep in mind that we have the A major key signature here. So all our F, C's, and G's are sharp. So don't identify these intervals as if they are in the key of C major. This is in the key of A major, right? So we're going to identify these and play them pretty much all over the neck, wherever we can find them. This is a really good exercise to get into regularly. Knowing your fretboard is possibly the most important thing for you as a guitarist. And not just knowing your fretboard, but knowing how things fit together. And intervals are a great way to learn how things fit together. So let's go through these one at a time. Of course, if you're a dojo member, you can print these off. You have the answer key, or if you have purchased the workbook, you have the answer key in there as well, and you can show up to these episodes fully prepared. So here we go. We're starting with our first pair of notes, D to A. That we can can start with open D and second of the G. That is a perfect fifth. We can also grab fifth of the A and second of the G. That's another perfect fifth. Fifth of the A and seventh of the D is another way to play this one. And of course you can grab seventh of the D and 10th of the low E. It's another way. And then that same perfect fifth shape from 10th to 12th, low E to A. Next we have F sharp up to D. That's a minor sixth. You can start by getting F sharp on the 4th fret of the D and D on the 3rd fret of your B. You can also grab this on the 9th fret of the A and the 7th of the G. That's another way to play this interval. Another way to do it is by grabbing your low note and then getting this cool shape here, which you always find sixths in. So that's 4th of the D, 7th of the G, right? And we can also grab 9th of the A and 12th of the D for that. So moving along, we have A up to F sharp. This is second of the G and high E is the first place to do that. This of course is a major sixth this time around. We can also grab 7th of the D and 7th of the B to grab that as well. You can also get 12th of the A and 11th of the G. Next we have E to G sharp. This is a major third. So that's 5th of the B and 4th of the high E here. We can also get our E on the 9th fret of the G, and then our G sharp on the 9th fret of the B. Anything past that will take us past the 12th fret, and we're not too worried about that in this show. So probably you're asking how to identify these. Go ahead and check out my hour-long music theory video. I'm also, after I finish up the first season of Musical Mornings, I'm going to do a 2-hour note finding video, a 2-hour interval finding video that lays that out very, very clearly. But the best place to start is music theory in one lesson. All right, next we have B up to E. That's an open B and a high E. That's a perfect fourth. We can also get that on the 4th fret of the G and the 5th fret of the B. All right, there's another perfect fourth shape. We can also grab it 9th of the D there, and then we can also get the 9th of the G. And all those perfect fourths are always stacked right on top of each other. Anything past that takes us past 12th fret. All right, so we're also going to G and F sharp. That is a major 7th. Open G and 2nd fret of the high E there. We also get 2nd fret of the high E and 5th fret of the D. Also 5th fret of the D and 7th fret of the B. We can grab 7th fret of the B and then 10th fret of the A, or 10th fret of the A and 11th fret of the G, just like that. Next we have F sharp up to E. This one is a minor 7th. It's not quite as crunchy as the major 7th, has a little bit of an easier sound. 4th fret of the D and open high E, or 4th fret of the D and the 5th fret of the B is another way to play this one. You can also grab 5th fret of the B and 9th fret of the A, or 9th fret of the A and 9th fret of the G. That's another way to get that. Moving along, we have D to F sharp. This is another major third. So we have 3rd and 2nd, B up to E there. And we're also going to grab that 7th and 7th, G to B. We can also get it 12th and 11th, D to G. Moving right along, we have G sharp to D. Remember, of course, we have our G sharp here because of the key signature. And probably I'll answer your question at the end here. G sharp up to D, that's a diminished fifth. Diminished fifth. And this is really the only spot you can play. You can also grab the open D as 5th fret of the A here. We also have F sharp and A after that. That's a minor third. So we have minor third here, F sharp to A. We can also grab that as a, so we were 4 and 2, D up to G, right? Now we can go up to the 9th fret of the A, and then the 7th of the D. That's another way to grab that. Moving right along, we have F sharp up to D. That's the first pair of notes on the second line. That is another minor sixth. Minor sixth here. So we can also grab that minor sixth by 9th fret of the A and 7th fret of the G. Moving right along, we have B to D. This is a minor third. 2nd fret of the A and open D. Right there. You can also grab this 7th and 5 of low E and A, which I'm playing there. Moving right along, we have D to D. This is an octave, so you can open D, 3rd fret of the B. You can also 5th fret of the A and 3rd fret of the B. All right. You can also go 5th fret of the A, 7th fret of the G. Right? And we can also get 10th of the low E, 7th of the G, and we can also get 12th there. So that's another way to do it. Now we're moving right along, E up to A. That's a perfect fourth, so we're 2nd fret of the D to the G, and we can also get that 7th fret of A to D, and we can also get 12 frets of the E and A. After that, we have G sharp to A. This is a minor second. So 6th of the D and 2nd of the G. And you can also move that up. So we have 11th of the A and 7th of the D. It's a bit of a stretchy kind of interval. Okay, guys, we got A to F sharp, major 6th. I like to put a little bit of repetition in here. So A to F sharp is our major 6th. That's 2 of G and high E. And we can also get 7 of D to B. And we have 12 and 11, A to G. After that, we have F sharp and G sharp. This is a major 2nd. So we can get 7th and 4th of B to E. And we can also get 11th and 9th G to B. Okay, after that, guys, we have B to D, which is our minor 3rd. That's 4th and 3rd from G string to B string. After that, we can move up further so that we are 9th and 7th of D and G. Next, we have B to F sharp. This is a perfect 5th, open B and 7th fret of the high E. We can also get 4th and 2nd fret of the high E, so 4th of the G and 2nd fret of the high E. All right, and we're also going to move forward. We can get B up here on the D string. That is our 9th fret, and our F sharp can be 7th of the B. And we can also grab our F sharp on the 11th of the G, keeping the index right where it was. Last but not least, guys, F sharp to B, which is our perfect 4th. That's 4th fret of the D and G strings, right? And we can also use the 9th fret of the A to D strings for that. So real quick, I know I said I'd answer questions at the end, but I'm going to take care of Prabin's question real quick. He asked, how does he identify the intervals on the screen? So just real quick, you have to use your key signatures. So I have a video, one of my live streams. It's on identifying intervals with key signatures. So if you're able to memorize all of the intervals within a major scale, which is major 2nd, major 3rd, perfect 4th, perfect 5th, major 6th, and major 7th, and check whether or not the given note above the root of your interval is in that major scale pattern, you can decide if it's major, minor, perfect, augmented, or diminished relative to that. I have an entire 30-minute lecture I have on that. I'm sorry, I can't tell you exactly how to do everything in these lessons for the reason that I'm giving material for you guys to practice it after you've watched my other videos. So check out the other video and you'll be able to do that. Okay, guys, we're moving on to our rhythm sight reading. This one's fun. Remember, rhythm sight reading, we're just going to be drumming on our guitar a little bit. I'm going to do 100 of these from the most basic to a bit more complicated next week or the week after. I'm finishing up the book right now. And I'm going to live stream clapping and drumming 100 of these exercises. So if you guys need a step 1 approach, that's coming soon. However, remember, Musical Mornings is about sight reading and quizzing and all of that, not necessarily how to do this stuff. So just a quick run through. This is in 6/8. We're mixing our dotted quarter notes and 16th notes. There's a good bit of syncopation here in terms of, there's a rest, and we're going to have to skip some beats and hit in between beats. And remember, 6/8 is counted 1 and 2. And so I'm going to give us a count in, and I'm going to go ahead and drum this on my guitar here. So we have 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 da 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 2 da 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 1 and 2 and 1 da 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 dum bum ba da 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 da 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 ba ba bum ba ba 2 and 1 and 2 and done. So let's go through this one more time, guys. I will be announcing on my mailing list when I come out with the 100 exercise one, which is going to be a lot like my reading music with 100 exercises, which has been a very, very popular video. So here we go. 1 and 2 and 1 and bum ba da 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 dum ba 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 1 and 2 and 1 da 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 2 and da 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 da 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 ba 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 2 and 1 and 2 and done. All right. So the books, Mr. Larry is asking where he can get this Musical Morning workbook. The place to get it today, and I'm going to put it up on my own personal store tomorrow, but it's on Amazon today. So you can just go to Amazon.com and type in Musical Mornings Ross, and that should pop up for you. All right, guys. We're going to move into the sight reading. I'm going to give you guys roughly 30 to 45 seconds to check out the sight reading here. I think Larry has the right idea. You guys should order the book here so that you can sit down and go through this stuff a little bit, and then you can check out the episodes as they air and double check your work here. If you don't know how to read music, one of the things about this channel is I don't use tab. I don't think it's a good thing to do. So what I have done is I've put up a lesson that's 2.5 hours long on how to read music for guitar, 100 on-screen exercises from Square One. Go check that out, guys, if you need to learn how to recognize and read notes. So this example is in C major, and we're in 4/4, which means we have 4 beats per measure. We're using all 8th notes. Now what we start with here is a C major chord, and then we're going to be moving to a G7 in first inversion, and then another C major, and then we're going to go to a G7 again, but not in an inversion, in root position, and then a C. So we get C, E, G, E, right? So that's third, second, open, second, and then open high E, open G, C first of the B, and open G. So it's dum, bum, ba, da, da, da. Then we get that same picking pattern, and we move to a G7, back to the C, and this time instead of doing open E, G, and C, G, we're going to do high G, third of the E, open G, and then open E, open G, and then we get low G, open D, open G, that same picking pattern, and then F, open G, D, open G. So that's first of the high E, third of the B, and then we move to C major again. So bum, bum, ba, dum, ba, ba, da, rum. So let's go ahead and play through this whole thing here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. One of the things that is really good to do with exercises like this is to actually bring out the notes that you want to hear and quiet down the notes that aren't as important. Like the open G is not as important, so we get see how I was accenting the notes that I wanted to hear, which was the E, C, F, D, G, E, and then F, D, All right, that's our sight reading for the day, guys. Let's move on to my favorite thing, which is our sight writing exercise. So I take our sight reading exercise and I kind of rework it a little bit. And if we finish this as quick as I think we're going to finish it, I'm going to go into Prabin's question just a little bit more thoroughly with the interval exercise on how to identify the ones that are specifically written on the screen. So let's go through this and then take care of the question at hand. So this is in C major. I'm going to go ahead and unhide this. Now, what I did was I had a simple 1 chord that went to a 5-7 chord. But, you know, you don't have to go to a 5-7 chord exactly. Why don't we do a 2 chord there instead? So we're going to go ahead and do a D minor chord. We're going to use our open D, and actually not, I might want to go into an inversion. So let's see what this might sound like. So we have, and then maybe an F, or do we want an open D? I like the open D. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the open D in here. So D minor belongs to C major. It is the 2 chord. If you're not sure what that means, check out Music Theory in One Lesson. But it's spelled D-F-A, and I happen to know that this is a good voicing in first position of guitar. So what we have is D, A, D, A, F, A, D, A. So if we went in, and then after that 2, why don't we just go ahead and go to a nice easy 4, the 4 chord, which is F major in this key. And I would like to do it like this. So we're going to be moving that bass note up to an F, and then we're going to, in a very similar fashion, add in this F major chord. So what we get is, let's do that again. So that's how you can kind of quickly come up with a chord progression. You really have to know your music theory with this. I mean, it's one of those things. If you can pick out, so ERT. Go ahead and I'm not sure if you have. So the only memberships of the dojo that actually get the book in the mail a month are the $25 a month ones. Otherwise, all my membership fees would go straight to the books, and I wouldn't be able to make a living. So go ahead and send me an email at ross@musicandguitarlessons.com. Let's double check what your membership is. Send me an email with the same membership, and we'll take a look. So I want to talk about Prabin's question about the intervals. Since we have roughly 5 minutes left in my half-hour slot. So what we have here is an interval quiz where we're looking at intervals and we're saying, all right, how do we know if these are major, minor, or what? Now, this is the best way to think about it, and this is a really quick way to think about it, guys. So we know we're in the key of A major here. So we know that A major is A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. So A to B is a major second. A to C sharp is a major third. A to D is a perfect fourth. A to E is perfect fifth. A to F sharp is a major sixth, and A to G sharp is a major seventh. So if it belongs to the major scale, it's going to be either major or perfect. So fourth and fifth are perfect. All the rest are major. Now, knowing that, what you can do is, if the root is A, right? So not all of these, I'm going to show you how to do the other ones, but when the root is A, so A up to F sharp, that's a major sixth. If it were A up to F natural, we would know it's minor 6 because it's a half step lower than the major was. Now for the other intervals, what you have to do is you have to think about what's the root. So with that first one, the root is the D, right? And you have to think of what's the D major key signature. Now I've got some lectures on key signatures, and you can check out music theory in one lesson if you want to go through that. But basically, the key signature of D major includes an F sharp and a C sharp. So we know D to E is a major second, D to F sharp is a major third, D to G is perfect fourth, D to A is perfect fifth, D to B is a major sixth, D to C sharp is a major seventh. So that's our major scale intervals, and we know D to A. Well, that is a perfect fifth because it does belong to the D major scale. So if it were D to A flat, it would be a diminished fifth. Now, if you need more, check out my hour-long music theory video. I have another video coming out with intervals pretty soon, but I'm trying to make sure that I take the time to really kind of script it out and make sure it's the best that I can make it. So if you guys have any more questions whatsoever, let me know. Mr. ERT, who is an awesome dojo member, I really appreciate your support. You can email me at ross@musicandguitarlessons.com with that question, or just send me a private message on YouTube here, and we'll make sure that we get it figured out. If anybody else has any other questions, you guys just let me know. Otherwise, happy practice and keep it up.